Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Old Man Winter is right around the corner. Is it time to upgrade your ride? We've got a great selection of used 4x4 trucks and sport utilities at Danny Emanuel Toyota. Snow-busting 4x4s and all-wheel drives, domestics and imports, plus the area's best selection of used Toyotas and Toyota Certified Pre-Owned. Get financing as low as 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on Certified Pre-Owned, including RAV4s. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike. See us at Danny Emanuel Toyota or DannyEmanuelToyota.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Western South Dakota's largest selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs is at Danny Emanuel Rapid Chevrolet. Over 350 to choose from. GMC, Ram, Ford, Jeep, imports, Chevys, GM Certified Pre-Owned, 24 different manufacturers, all with Danny Emanuel discounts. If you want it, we have it, or our friendly staff will find it for you. Buyers on site offering top dollar for all trades. Financing available on the spot and all credit applications accepted. See us at Danny Emanuel Rapid Chevrolet or DannyEmanuelRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City's sports talk show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Things were a little different back in 1979, but at McKee Ford, our approach to customer service hasn't changed. We're a family-owned and operated dealership with a commitment to respect and integrity. That's why we offer a fully transparent buying process and a 14-day exchange program. Because we care about Rapid City, the community we've been serving for generations, and plan to serve for many more. McKee Ford. See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll lead the pack. It's part of the Northern Experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota-owned, family-owned, Bowie Foods.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
At Security First, we support all the essential banking stuff, like school sports. We also support mobile deposits. But have you ever heard a mobile deposit belt out your school fight song with a mouthful of popcorn? I don't think so. Any bank these days can snap a picture of your check. Only a community bank could snap a picture of you spilling your nachos as your team scores the game-winning point. Security First, the bank you cheer with. Member FDIC.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Zee Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Zee Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Diamond Roofing is your trusted roofing contractor in Rapid City and the surrounding Black Hills area. With over 40 years of experience, they specialize in residential and commercial roofing, as well as siding, windows, and gutter installation. They also collaborate with general contractors to install roofs on new home construction. Diamond Roofing offers customized solutions that fit both your needs and your budget. Call 605-720-7663 for a quote or visit diamondroofingcorp.com today.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Good evening and welcome. Last football game of the season. Traditionally, it has been Cobblers and Raiders. I think there's one time over the last 20 years or so that I've been doing this that it wasn't. Cobblers and Raiders, they always say throw the records out the door. I don't like that, but it's what they say. The records they would like to throw out the door. 0-8 for Rapid City Stevens this year. Mike McCulley's Rapid City Central Cobblers are 1-7. They won their first game of the year against Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 23-7 behind a very strong defensive effort. Since then, week 2, they had an opportunity against Spearfish. They were up 6-0 late in that game, and a couple of touchdowns by Spearfish gave the Spartans a win there. They played Sioux Falls O'Gorman close, 23-7. Sioux Falls Washington, they dropped that game 23-14. They've given up 50 points or more on 3 occasions this year. So defensively, they've been kind of hit and miss. Their defensive line and offensive line have been very strong this year. For Rapid City Stevens, I've not seen them as much. Their defense has given up a ton of points. They've been shut out 3 times offensively. Their high game 2 weeks ago against Sioux Falls Roosevelt, they lost that one 30-22. That was the Rough Riders' first win of the season. So Mike McCulley, Willie Stevens, both in their first seasons this year. Last year, Rapid City Stevens looked like they had the game, and then the Cobblers come back to take it 35-33. The Raiders had won the 3 previous years, 23-10, and that is the last win in the record books for Rapid City Stevens. They lost the rest of their games in 23. I think there's one game after that. Went 0-4 last year and 0-4 this year. Rapid City Central won in 2020, 32-28. Since 2004, that's as far back as Max Prep goes. The Cobblers have won 8 out of the first 11 from 04-13, and it's been Rapid City Stevens from 14-24 winning 7 of the last 11. So the teams are on the field. Rapid City Central in their red uniforms and the silvery reflective numbers. Rapid City Stevens in their white with the blue numbers, a little bit lighter blue helmets than they've had in the past. Beautiful night again for football here in the Black Hills. Sun's starting to go down. The lights are on here at O'Hara Stadium. Game time temperature right around 59 degrees. No wind. I think they said out of the northeast at 2 miles an hour. Flags are all sitting nice and still, and here's the kick. McCulley is going to go to the short man at the 20 on the near side as the Raiders move left to right and out over the 30 to about the 33 on the return for Rapid City Stevens was Austin Floor. So Austin Floor will be the quarterback. They announced the Raiders defense and the Cobblers offense, so we'll try and catch the Raiders offensively. Austin Floor at quarterback, 6'1", 185-pound junior. The running back we know will be Aiden Devine, wears number 26. We'll see some Jackson Gate as well. They'll run 2 backs as Floor goes under center, 2 receivers to the far side. They'll bring 1 in motion. They will give it on the jet sweep. And on the first carry of the game, that is Aiden Perigo, their other big go-to guy. I'd like to get the balls in the hands of Perigo and Devine as much as possible. There's a pickup of 4. So 2nd and 6 for Rapid City Stevens as they try and get their offense on track. Their biggest output of the season, as I mentioned, against Roosevelt with 22 points. Before that, they had 14, 3, 10, 12, 0, 0, 22, and then 0. Handoff right side. Now left side, that is Perigo again. Looked down, I thought I saw a flag thrown, so I was looking at that. Next thing you know, Perigo has the football, and he's coming right at us over midfield to the Cobbler 45-yard line. So we talked about the fact they wanted to get the ball in the hands of Perigo as much as possible. He carries on the first 2 plays of the game. That is a pickup of 18 yards. So the Raiders pick up the first down. It'd be at the Cobbler 45-yard line. Ball on the near hash marks. They'll bring 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Now they'll send Perigo in motion again. Fake the handoff. Floor back to throw. Started right, looks left, and throws it to nobody in particular. We'll have a flag. I'm not sure who Floor was thinking was going to be there. His receiver on that side, John Paul Sullivan, had gone down the sideline towards the end zone, and Floor threw it to his bench about 10 yards down the field. The officials for tonight's game, as we await the call from referee Brad Tucker. The umpires Steve Hilton, Scott Lang is the head linesman, Genevieve Osborne DeMent, the line judge, and Tanner Tucker, the back judge. So that will be a holding call against the Raiders. That'll march them back on the penalty to their own 45-yard line. So 1st and 20 for Rapid City Stevens. Ball stays on the near hash. Floor will go under center. Two receivers to the near side of the field. Two backs. Give it to the up back. That's Gaeta, and he's going to get a yard maybe. Tried to hit a quick hitter. And that goes nowhere. Pickup of 1 to the 46. For the Cobblers defensively, we have Troy Catches on the near side. I can get that number. Trayshawn Weaver, Anze Weaver. In the defensive backfield, Bembo is a linebacker. Now we've got movement. Cobblers were pointing. And finally, the flag comes from the far side. Second penalty of the game against Rapid City Stevens, making it difficult after that big play by Perigo got them into Cobbler territory at the 45. They are back to their own 41-yard line now. It'll be 2nd and 24. Minute and a half gone here, first period, 10:28 showing on the big clock here at O'Hara Stadium. Now they'll spread the field. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side, just inside the numbers. Man in motion to the near side. They'll swing it out. Trying to run a little flanker screen. Not much traction there for Brady Waddell. And now we have a flag on the far side at the 42. So another false start before the play. Now back to the 36 go the Raiders. 2nd and 29 for Rapid City Stevens. We got the hands of Perigo on the first 2 plays. Picked up 4, picked up 18. And a whole lot of penalties put them in a hole. Split 2 each way. Ball sits in the middle of the field at the 36 on the shotgun floor. Devine to his left. Back to throw. Straight drop. Looks to the near side. Sideline. And that pass is going to be out of bounds. It was picked off. And now we have a flag thrown. That's going to go against Rapid City Central. I believe for unsportsmanlike. I think that was Anze Weaver who'd gotten underneath the intended receiver trying to get the ball out on the near side to Waddell. And so the Cobblers get called for spiking the football. And that will move the ball on the 15-yard penalty to the Cobbler 49-yard line. Not an automatic first down. So it will be 3rd and 14 now on the incomplete pass. So the play counted after the fact. Floor out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Looks right. Nothing there. Comes back left. On the run. Under pressure. He's going to be wrapped up. The ball is loose, and it is out of bounds. The Cobblers have had 2 turnovers on both plays. They've been out of bounds. On the recovery, it was Troy Catches. Did not catch the numbers of the 2 who were in pursuit that caused the fumble. So that'll be a loss back to the Raider 47-yard line. So a loss of 4. And we'll bring up a punt. Hill will be back for the Cobblers. He'll stand at his 20 on the near hash marks. High kick. Hill calls for the fair catch and makes it between the hash marks at about the 18, 19-yard line. They'll call it the 19. Good-looking punt. I think that was Austin Floor doing the punting. Hung it up high. Hill could not do anything with it except call for the fair catch. It will be Rapid City Central with their first possession, 9:27 to go here in the first quarter. So the Raiders hurt by the penalties. 3 penalties stalled that drive. Cobblers gave 15 yards of it back on the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. So Rapid City Central, their offense looks like this. Quarterback is Trajan Weaver, the wide receiver Anze Weaver, the tight end Easton Graff in place of the injured Braden Isler. Running backs are Henry Hill, Waylon Bembo, Braden Jackson. We'll get to that big offensive line here in a moment. And they will give it to Jackson, cuts back in. Didn't find a whole lot of room as he came to the near side. Cut back between the hash marks and the numbers, gets over the 20. Spot him at the 23. That'll be a pickup of 4. So the Cobblers go misdirection just as the Raiders did. Benbow, their big back, of course. The center is Tucker Jones. Weston Sturrock, Connor Seaver, a tackle and a guard. The other guard, Lane Bixby, moving in from his tackle position. And Colt Halko, he is an offensive tackle. Single wide receiver to the near side. Benbow stands to the right. Bring catches in motion, give the ball to Benbow. Stutter steps his way through the hole, still on his feet, bouncing around, and that's what Benbow does. He is a tough tackle. They will whistle him dead at the 30. That'll be a pickup of 7. That'll be enough for the Cobblers to move the sticks for the first time in the game. Approaching 8.5 to go, opening period. Ball will be on the near hash marks. Cobblers moving left to right here. Sun sets, a little chill sits in the air. Still no wind or even a breeze. Raiders on defense will set them after this play. Cobblers go double wing, send the receiver to the far side of the field at the numbers. Give the ball to Benbow right up the middle, spins away from one tackle, then gets clotheslined as he crosses the 40. Cobblers will move the chains again on the 11-yard pickup by Benbow. His second carry, 18 yards. They'll call it the 42, give him a pickup of 12. For the Raiders defensively, up front they run 4. Howard O'Neal, Jack Gunter, Jace Gingras, Aiden Jacobs. Their linebackers are Bridger Mez, Henry Hansen, and Dave Jones. Get their defensive secondary in a moment. Catches, shuffles across the line. Weaver will take the ball. Splits the numbers. Splits everybody. Weaver, 20, 10, 5. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Rapid City Central. So they shuffle catches across, and Weaver had a huge hole between the numbers and the hash mark. Turned it upfield, outran the defense. And now there's a flag on the field. That's going to be unsportsmanlike against Rapid City Central, their second of the game. Now, is it post touchdown, or is it going to be marked from the spot of the foul? So count the 6 for Weaver. A 58-yard run. Cobblers will be penalized on the kickoff. The 15 yards. Their second unsportsmanlike. Braden McCulley to do the place kicking for Rapid City Central, trying to make this a 7-0 Cobbler lead as they score on their first possession. Good snap. Kick splits hit the uprights and bounced back. So the kick is no good, and it is 6-0 lead. Rapid City Central on top with 7:28 to go, opening period. We're back in 1 minute with the kickoff on GoCobblersLive.com.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
It's Sport Utility.
So the Cobblers hit the scoreboard first, but the kick was no good. They lead it 6-0 after that 58-yard run by Trajan Weaver. What a great blocking job for the Cobblers on that left side. Had a couple of backs out there, the receiver out there, and Trajan Weaver took advantage. So McCulley will kick off from the 25 on the 15-yard penalty. This should put the Raiders in pretty good position. First kickoff was handled by their up man. This will go deep at the 23. Out to the 30, 35, 40, midfield, and it looked like Kangatui was going to have an opportunity, and a couple of Cobblers got him just as he split the hole at the near hash mark. The Kangatui with an exciting return for Rapid City Stevens puts them in good position. Cobblers took just short of 2 minutes on that touchdown drive, go 81 yards in just 4 plays. Raiders will start at their 49-yard line. They had the ball at the Cobbler 45 after the second play of the game. Perigo, big run, and 3 penalties killed him. Under center, Floor bring Perigo in motion from the far side, give the ball to Devine. He'll try the left side and doesn't find much room to run. He'll get to midfield. 1 yard gain. And that is the first carry of the game for Devine. So they have a couple of big play guys in Devine and Perigo. But the penalties kind of took them out of any opportunity to get the running game going. Cobblers have been a tough team to run against. The front line has done a good job all year long. Perigo in motion again. They'll pitch it to Devine. He'll come the same way. Cuts back in and is met hard and driven back. All those reflective numbers. Tackle, I believe that is Easton Graff coming up from his linebacker position. That will put the Raiders back on their own side of the 50, back to the 49. It'll be a loss of 1 for Devine. So pick up 1, lose 1, puts them at 3rd and 10. 6:20 with clock rolling here in the first quarter. Send 2 out to the far side, 2 to the near side. Ball sits on the near hash mark as the Raiders move right to left here in quarter number 1. Single set back out of the shotgun, back to throw. Floor from his 40, steps up, runs to the right, and gets tackled. Coming up with a shoestring tackle for Rapid City Central. Can't see the number. I believe that is Tucker Jones with the sack. So it'll be a loss of 5 on the sack. And again, the Raiders go the wrong way. Jackson will stand between the hash marks at the 20. Last punt for the Raiders. Nice high hanging kick. Forced the fair catch. This one a little bit low, and Jackson's going to let it go. It's going to take a Raider roll. That is Austin Floor doing the kicking, and that will finally roll dead at the Cobblers 7. So Jackson
51-yard punt.
Looked at the kick, didn't think it was a good idea to try and go over and field it. It's a low wobbler. Hit and took a good Raider roll. Cobblers will start deep in their own territory. They started the first drive at their 19. Benbow had a 12-yard run, a 7-yard run, but the big play was the Weaver 58-yard touchdown run. Braden Jackson started things off with a 4-yard run. A couple of first downs on that first possession for the Cobblers before they blew it open with the big play. 5:10 Clock is stopped here with the change of possession. The Cobblers will break huddle. Onze Weaver to the far side. It's pretty much their standard set. They'll run the double wing, single setback, Benbow. Man in motion is Hill. Weaver rolls to his left, throws it out to Hill in the flat, has the catch out near the 20-yard line. When he's driven out of bounds, that'll be a Cobbler first down. So they will mark it at the 19-yard line, pick up a 12 for Henry Hill. So they bring him in motion, throw him the swing pass. Weaver delivered on the mark. 5:03 to go first quarter. Weaver comes to the near side. The ball sits on the far hash marks. Now the Raiders don't have any safety coverage. We talked about this before. Their safeties are playing at the 30, 10 yards off, but they're inside the hash marks. The give is to Benbow. That double check. I haven't seen Benbow get that quick that early, but he had a huge hole, stepped through it. That'll be the Cobblers' fourth first down out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Pick up of 17 for Benbow. So he has carries of 7, 12, and 17, picking up steam as he goes along. The last game we did against Sioux Falls Lincoln, the offense actually looked pretty good. They opened up the playbook a little bit. Benbow had over 100 yards on the ground. Ball on the far hash. They'll send the receiver to the far side between the sideline and the out-of-bounds marker, or the numbers. Give it to Jackson. He'll head that way, get between the sideline and the numbers. And we'll make way to the 47. That'll be a pickup of 9 yards. We'll check that 11 yards. Then the fifth first down for Rapid City Central as they're dominating the line of scrimmage here in the early going. Ball on the far hash. Weaver of the Onze type comes to the near side between the hash marks and the numbers. Bad snap. Weaver has to fall on it. Cobblers had some adventures with the snaps against Lincoln. So a loss back to the 43-yard line. Set the Cobblers up 2nd and 14. The ball near the far hash marks, but sits between the hash. Just at the tip of the Hard Rocker hat here at O'Hara Stadium on the campus of South Dakota Mines. Now two receivers to the near side. They'll bring a motion man this way, give him the ball. That is Jackson, nowhere to go. First man there for the Raiders, fouling things up, was Henry Hansen. Jackson got inside of him, but Hansen had closed the edge, and he cut right back into the pursuit. So no gain for Braden Jackson after his first two carries, net 15 yards on a 4-yard and 11-yard carry. The Cobblers behind the sticks on third down. So the bad snap put a kink in the drive. Ball in the near hash marks will bring Onze Weaver to the near side. He's man-to-man. Weaver. Tejon under pressure, rolls, comes back to the right side, still scrambling, calling for some help. Now he has some green, throws the ball all of his might into a crowd. The ball bounces up and around and down, incomplete. A couple of Cobblers there, a couple of Raiders there. Good scramble by Tejon Weaver. He started to his left, circled back to his right. It looked like he had a little bit of running room, but he wasn't going to pick up the first down. Raiders had white shirts sealing that off, so he gave it a heave. Worst case scenario, the interception and the tackle is made as good as a punt, which will come up now here on fourth. Now there's a flag across the way. Now I can't believe the Raiders are saying they don't want the penalty. Because they're 4th and long, they're going to punt the football away. So the penalties declined, and the Cobblers will kick the football. They changed up their punter. McCulley had been doing the punting early. Cole Kroger, 6-foot sophomore, will do the kicking, and back for the Raiders to receive is Joshua Bender, 5'7", 160-pound junior. He'll stand between the hash at his 20. As Kroger gets sent to punt, and there's a bad snap. Kroger all the way back to his 15, boots it right into a Raider. Huge break for the Raiders. Coming up with the recovery is number 60, Howard O'Neal. So the punt blocked behind the line of scrimmage, so it was a live ball recovered by the Raiders at the 23-yard line. Cobblers lead at 6-0 rather. They scored at 7:28 mark. The Raiders set up in prime position after that block at the Cobbler 23-yard line with 2:12 to go, opening period. They'll spread the offense 2 each way. Ball on the near hash marks, moving right to left. Floor with Devine to his right, brings Perigo in motion from the near side to the far side. They want Perigo. Pass was high, and Perigo's planted. No, I thought he had it as he hit the ground. Pass goes incomplete, or they move the sticks back. So he actually makes the catch and loses yardage back to the 24-yard line. So a loss of 3 on the completion to Perigo. He got clotheslined. As Floor didn't do him any service by throwing the ball high and behind him. They'll split 2 each way. Yangatui goes in motion. Give us to Devine, and he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Wow, what a big hit for Rapid City Central. I apologize. These numbers, where we're sitting right now with my eyes, they are very difficult to read. Try adjusting the glasses up here. So a pickup of 1 to the 23, but Devine got hit hard, stood up and put down. They'll split 2 each way. The ball sits on the far hash marks under a minute to go, opening period. Devine stands to the right of Floor, looks to the left. Ball tipped up in the air and goes incomplete. He was trying to get the ball to Brady Waddell on the slant from the near side. Check that, Lucas Marcus, 16. His number had bunched up. The ball goes incomplete. And now bring up 4th and 10. Ball on the far hash marks. The Raiders bring the kicking unit out. They'll spot it at the 30. This will be a 40.
35-yard field goal for the Raiders.
This is a 40-yard attempt. Plenty of leg, but off to the left. So that was Isaac Humphreys. Big leg, but not able to put it through. So the Cobblers have a punt block, but the Raiders missed the field goal, unable to take advantage of it. It'll be Rapid City Central's football, and they will have 43 seconds remaining in period number 1. They lead at 6-0 on the big 58-yard run on the opening drive by Tajon Weaver. The Cobbler football at the 20. Looking back through the history of this series, at least since 04, I started broadcasting football in 07. I've seen most of it. I missed a couple of years. There have been some blowouts, but there have been some real close games. Benbow, left side. They've been favoring the left side of that Cobbler line. Benbow bowls his way out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 6 for Benbow. His 4th carry. It's 42 yards. Oh, yeah, we have the tuba race. Looks like they eliminated the cheerleader relay. between the third and fourth quarters, according to the itinerary that we got. First quarter winding down. They'll shuffle the left to right, give to Bembo. He tries the right side of the line, and he will be close to the first down. And there go the Tuba Racers. Raiders out to an early lead. They make the first round, and the Cobblers losing ground. The handoff, and the Raiders, I think they brought some ringer Tuba Racers in here because they are pouring it on right now. They'll hand off to us right down in front of us here. We've opened up a 20-yard lead. There's another handoff. See what the Cobblers have to finish things off. They're behind by about 30 yards right now as they enter the far corner. Doesn't look like they're making up much ground here. Around the far corner. In the home stretch, and the Raiders are going to walk away with at least this win tonight as the Raiders win the Tuba relay. They had some track stars out there, and the Cobblers fall in the Tuba race, but they're up on this big scoreboard here in the football game. They lead at 6-0 as we get ready for period number 2 from O'Hara Stadium. Tom Anderson on liveticket.tv and gocobblerslive.com. If you want to rewatch this or you tuned in late, you can go to YouTube and watch all of the Cobbler and Raider games that are brought to you on Live Ticket. The Cobblers switch the tight end from left side to the right side. They shuffle the slot man right side. Give is to, well, is it Weaver or Benbow? It was Benbow on the carry. So that'll be enough to move the chains. Pick up 4 yards, 6th first down for Rapid City Central. Ball will be between the hash marks at the 34-yard line. Cobblers now moving right to left. No wind factor. At game time, they're showing a breeze of 2 miles an hour, but the flags normally get at least a little swirl on the goal line, or goalpost flags, but there is nothing here tonight. Beautiful night. Game time temperature is 59. It's cooled down very quickly. Jackson started in motion. Weaver will run the ball himself. Left side had a hole and just couldn't quite break away as the tackle made for Rapid City Stevens by Jace Gingras to the end. He was a half a step away from hitting pay dirt again, but picks up 15 yards and the 7th first down for Rapid City Central. Tajon Weaver, 2 carries now for 73 yards unofficially. Just underway, second period, not quite a minute gone. Onze Weaver will go out to the far side. Ball on the near hash marks. Onze Weaver stands at the numbers. The safety is inside the hash marks on that far side. Now he'll back up some. Jackson in motion. There's a direct snap to Jackson. It looked like he took the ball out of the air. Weaver might have touched it. And now we have a flag as Jackson is run out of bounds close to a first down on the far sideline in the Cobbler bench. There have already been 2 dead ball unsportsmanlikes against Rapid City Central. The Raiders had 3 penalties. But this will go against Rapid City Stevens. So the run was to the 43 of the Raiders, a pickup of 8 by Jackson. And the 4th penalty against Rapid City Stevens, this one a 15-yarder, will move the ball to the Raider 28-yard line rather. Where the Cobblers will have it 1st and 10, 10:43 to go in the first half. Ball on the far hash marks. Bembo stands to the left of Weaver. Onze Weaver, right side. They throw down the sideline. Onze Weaver, touchdown! Rapid City Central. Right on the money. Tajon Weaver might be his best pass of the year. We've been talking about the fact that there's been no safety help over Onze Weaver. And that young man has some wheels. And Tajon Weaver hits the brother Onze from 28 yards out, and Rapid City Central has their second score of the first half, and they lead at 12-0 now. And they will go for two to try and make up for that missed extra point. Bembo stands to the left, shuffle Jackson, and Bembo will get hit in the backfield early. He had no opportunity. That was, I believe, Jack Gunter, the nose tackle, who broke through and foiled the two-point attempt. But the Cobblers up by a couple of scores, 12-0, 10:31 to go in the first half. We're back in 30 seconds with the Cobbler kickoff. This is Cobbler Raider football tonight on GoCobblersLive.com.
Season at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda. Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Honda and Honda certified pre-owned sport utilities. Save big with 0.99% APR on select certified pre-owned, 0.99. Plus, we have over 175 used SUVs available from Jeep, Honda, Ford, Nissan, Subaru, Chevy, GMC, and more. Your sport utility is here, and the time to buy is now, before the snow flies. See us at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com.
Touchdown run on the opening drive, a 28-yard touchdown pass to his brother Onze Weaver, and the Cobblers are up 12-0. Final regular season game, Cobblers at 1-7, Raiders at 0-8. Should the Raiders win tonight, I'm not sure how that plays out into the playoff scheme. It's not really a bonus. I'll have to go play Sioux Falls Lincoln. Ball taken on the far side at the 11-yard line. A little bit of a hole in the middle and closed up quickly by the Cobblers. And trying to get the Cobbler number 36 or 38. Neither of them exist on the roster. Rapid City Stevens trailing 12-0 will have the ball at the 21-yard line. 10:26 remaining in the first half. Could not take advantage of the block punt their last possession. Not able to convert on the field goal. Floor will bring the man in motion from the near side. That's Waddell back to throw. Looks to the left. Little shoulder fake. Now he's going to run it. Thought he had some room. And the Cobblers close in and make the tackle after a gain of just a couple. Ball to the 32-yard line. Groff made the tackle, so picked up of just one on the carry by Floor. Three receivers now to the near side. That's a wide side of the field. Raiders moving left to right here in the second quarter. One to the far side. Single back to throw. Floor looks right, waits, drills the ball right through the hands. That was intended for John Paul Sullivan. A little too much zip on it. Pass goes incomplete. Floor 1 of 3 for -3. Raiders' first two plays of the game are their big plays of the game, a 4-yard run and an 8-yard run by Perigo, and it's been nothing since then. Devines carried the ball three times for just a yard. Gaeta had a carry. He has just a yard. Floor got sacked for -5. He's got 4 yards. He's going to roll right, throws it down the sideline, on the money, and not able to hang on to it as he hit the ground was Lucas Marcus. What a beautiful throw on the run by Austin Floor. Put it right over the defender. But the Raiders not able to get their offense moving. A 3 and out. Cobblers will send Henry Hill back to his 40. Now he's going to back up a little bit more. Floor, his first kick was a nice high-hanging kick. His second kick was a little bit lower, but it took a great Raider roll. It was down to the Cobblers 7. Floor will kick from the far hash marks, left to right. Take the snap at about his 18. Takes a run at it. This is a wobbler, and we don't have a kick. Get the call from the officials. So the Cobblers get their third penalty. So on the penalty, the ball will get moved out to the 37. That will bring up a 4th and about 4. The Raiders will keep the punting team out there. Keeping in mind that the quarterback, Austin Floor, is the punter. Hill will stand just inside his far hash marks at his 30. Snap is there. This is a much better kick. Hill will field it inside his 30 at the 28. Risky business down the near sideline. Floor in his way. Floor cuts him at the thigh. Hill goes flying for another 5 yards. An adventurous play by Henry Hill. There was coverage down there on the high punt. But Hill took it at about the 28-yard line and returns it. I think they will spot him at the Raider 34. So the Cobblers up 12-0, 9:21 to go in the first half. So Hill 22-32, about a 38-yard kick return. The line of scrimmage was the 37, and he got it to the 34. Jackson right side, flag comes out. That's probably coming back, but Jackson broke loose outside the numbers as I was doing my math. Flag sitting at the 24-yard line. And that will be a hold. So the Cobblers with their 4th flag of the first half. Now we'll move the ball right back to, well, they'll throw it at the 25. They'll mark it back to the 35. Jackson got down to about the 15 or 16. So the Cobblers lose the big gain, but they only lose a yard, and it's still first down. So 1st and 11. 2 receivers to the near side, slot man right, single setback. Jackson and Anze Weaver split out to the near side. Tajon Weaver changing things up. He's going to get Benbow. Start of the middle, comes out left, bounces outside, puts on the Jets. Waylon Benbow, touchdown, Rapid City Central. We're used to watching Benbow just run guys over. He bounced a couple of them off in the middle, and then he got inside. He's shown the speed a couple of times here tonight. Benbow from 35 yards out. Just his 6th carry, but he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. Now the Cobblers missed their first extra point. They went for 2 the second time around. Benbow got dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. And now McCulley will swing the right leg. And this time splits the goalpost with 9:02 to go in the first half. Rapid City Central up 19-0 over crosstown rival Rapid City Stevens. We're back in 30 with more Cobbler Raider football on GoCobblersLive.com, part of the LiveTicket.tv network.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
So the Cobblers have scored on 3 big plays here in the first half. Benbow from 35 yards out. That gives him 81 yards unofficially in the first half on just 6 carries. Tajon Weaver, 58-yard run and a 28-yard touchdown pass to Anze Weaver. That is the scoring here. Rapid City Stevens, after their first 2 plays, are in the negative yardage right now. Kangatooie had a big kickoff return the last time around, and they kick it to him. Ball taken at the 11 on the far side. At the 20, cuts back in at the hash marks. Cobblers, much better job of coverage this time. And he is taken down at the 27-yard line, where the Raiders will start 1st and 10. Trailing 19-0, 8:55 to go first half. Tonight is the first round of the Class B playoffs. We'll talk a little bit more about those at the half. St. Thomas More and Hot Springs are squaring off. St. Thomas More, the number 2 seed in Class 11B, 8-0 on the season. Man in motion from the far side and the near side. And we have a flag. It's probably going to be turning upfield too soon. The pass goes incomplete. Floor pressured all the way back to the 10-yard line. Had to throw against his body. We had a couple of flags, one sitting at the 27 or 28, the other one at 25. That was thrown first. Looked like the motion man turned upfield too soon, so we'll see if it's a motion penalty or if they had a misalignment of their splits. They're still discussing it. Veteran official out there tonight, officiating crew. Been around a long time. They'll get it right. Yep, so it will be a shift. The loss of 5 on the penalty for the Raiders. That is penalty number 5. They had 3 on their opening drive after they had moved the ball to the 45-yard line of Rapid City Central. So move the ball back 5 yards to the 22, 1st and 15. Ball in far hash marks. Give the ball to the motion man. He's running into all kinds of red jerseys. Stays on his feet and dives forward. That is Tucker Waddell. 6'1", 175-pound sophomore. The Cobblers have a man on the ground. So the gain to the 25. Picks up just 3 on the carry. The A schools all closing out their seasons tonight. In Class 11 AAA, looking at the PowerPoints, top 8 teams out of the 9 go to the playoffs. Brandon Valley actually sitting at number 1. I said Lincoln earlier. Brandon Valley 8-0. Sioux Falls Lincoln 7-1. Sioux Falls O'Gorman 6-2. Harrisburg 5-3. Those are the top 4. Sioux Falls O'Gorman actually tied with Harrisburg at 5-3. Sioux Falls Washington 4-4. Then Rapid City Central and Sioux Falls Roosevelt at 1-7, and the Raiders at 0-8. In Class AA, Huron is the number 1 seed at this moment, 7-1, followed by Yankton, Pierre, and T-Area. Then Watertown at number 5, followed by Spearfish, Sturgis, and Brookings. Outside looking in, and not really a chance to make it in, Aberdeen Central 2-6, Mitchell 1-7, and Douglas 0-8. So 2nd and 12 for Rapid City Stevens. Clock stopped at 8:24. Waddell goes in motion from the near side of the far side. Swing the ball out, little flanker screen. Bounced around a couple of times on the reception. I believe that is Lucas Marcus. And they will allow him forward progress just short of the 31. That'll be a pickup of 6 for Marcus. Biggest pass play of the game so far. It'll be 3rd and showing 3rd and 7 up on the board. Gets closer to 3rd and 6. Floor back to throw. Out in the flat far side, and that will be enough. Ooh. Yep, that will be enough. for the first down. Kankatui comes up with the catch. Wasn't sure where they were going to spot him. Just short of the 37. That'll be a pickup of 6 yards to Kankatui. We're seeing a few more receiver Raiders involved. Saw one of their top receivers, Taden Foster, on the sideline in street clothes. So he is not playing tonight. They'll split 2 each way. Ball on the far hash marks. Bring a man in motion. That's Kankatui to the near side. Rolling right is Floor. Looks downfield. The pass almost intercepted, but then caught by Waddell on the sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Braden Jackson, but not before he's into Cobbler territory to the Cobbler 34-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 27. Their big play of the night. So the ball to the 34, that's 16 and 13. Actually 29 yards, not 27. And a Raider first down, their second first down. First since their first possession. Waddell goes in motion to the far side, turned upfield a little early, no flag. And the pass thrown to the sideline, receiver cut to the middle. Little miscommunication with John Paul Sullivan. Ball goes incomplete. Second and down and 10 for the Raiders from the Cobbler 34.
Flores pass. Incomplete. Brings up second and 10.
In ball on the near hash marks. 7:17 to go here in the first half. Raiders trail it 19-0. Waddell goes in motion again to the far side. Floor, straight drop. Now steps up right into the waiting arms of the Cobblers. And again, trying to read the numbers. I don't feel bad because the game announcers, and they are using binoculars and a spotter. Second sack. There they gave a number and I missed it. Loss of 7. Move the ball back to the 41-yard line. On the second sack of the night for Rapid City Central. No turnovers thus far in the game. A block punt and a missed field goal, and the Raiders are going to take a timeout as they were running out of play clock. 6:31 to go. We'll take a 30-second break here on GoCobblersLive.com. Tom Anderson back with you at O'Hara Stadium. Cobbler Raider football season finale. Cobblers lead at 19-0. Raiders with the football, looking at a 3rd and 17. Waddell is going to wear himself out, going in motion, back to throw. Floor near sideline, and that is going to be overthrown. Looking for John Paul Sullivan again. Coverage provided for the Cobblers by Onze Weaver. So Floor, he completed 3 straight but missed his last 2. He is 4 of 9. And the Raiders looking at 4th and 17. From the Cobbler 41. So a little surprising at this point that they didn't try and go a little shorter, pick up half the yardage to put themselves in a position or on fourth down, they would have had a little bit better opportunity, but now they're looking at a 4th and 17. Cobblers 4-man line. That's all they rush, or the 4. Floor has to step up. He's got red shirts around him as he scrambles and gets past the line of scrimmage inside the 35 to the 34, but that'll be a turnover on downs. A pickup of 7 yards on the carry for Floor. But on downs, the Cobblers will have it back. There's 6:18 remaining in the first half, holding a 19-0 lead, and they'll have the ball at their 34-yard line. No turnovers until that turnover on downs. Cobblers have been making the big plays here tonight. 35-yard touchdown run by Waylon Bembo, a 28-yard touchdown pass, Tajon Weaver to Anze Weaver. And on the first possession for the Cobblers, a 58-yard touchdown run by Tajon Weaver. Bit of a high snap. Gave it to Benbow. Didn't look like he really wanted to. Bembo looked like he almost ripped the football away, but Bembo stood up for just a 1-yard gain. He had 81 yards on his first 6 carries. It's his first carry since the 35-yard touchdown run. It'll be 2nd and 9, just under 6 minutes to go in the second period here at O'Hara Stadium. Brandon Valley awaiting the 8th seed, whether it's the Cobblers or the Raiders. Right now, the Cobblers hold the advantage at 19-0. Single set back, bring the motion man, pump fake to him, and that will be wrapped up. First man through for the Raiders. The turns, that's going to be 42 for the Raiders. Harvey Vaughter, 42. Dave Jones, who's not on the roster. I just ran a new roster sheet today. I believe they said he's a sophomore, maybe a freshman. So the first sack for the Raiders moves the ball back to the 24-yard line. It's a loss of 11. First big defensive play for Rapid City Stevens other than the special team block punt. Jackson in motion to the far side. They'll swing it out to him. The ball looked like it was tipped at the line. Jackson makes the catch, breaks a couple of tackles, and on the far sideline is gone out of bounds. We're going to have a flag, a couple of flags, another flag. It's an orange flag go up because the official ran out. Cobbler Raider, you know you're going to have some heat going on out there. We've already had 2 unsportsmanlike against Rapid City Central, 1 against the Raiders. I think this will go. So the gain by Jackson. I thought they had the ball at the 24. They actually had the ball at the 30. So a couple of personal fouls that will be offsetting. So we're going to replay the down. No, they won't replay it because they were both dead ball fouls. So the gain out to the 42 is a pickup of 8 by Jackson. And it'll be 4th and 2 for Rapid City Central. With a 19-0 lead, they're going to send, no, I thought they were going for it. They're sending McCulley back to kick. They broke the huddle like they were going up to run an offensive play. They've had Bender going back. Really high snap, and McCulley kicks it off to the right side and does not take a good bounce for Rapid City Central. Goes out of bounds between the 39 and the 40, where Rapid City Stevens will see if they can get some offensive traction with 4:30 to go, trailing 19-0 here in the first half. And they will spot the ball eventually, I believe at the 40-yard line. So offsetting personal fouls. And it will be Floor. He'll split 2 each way. Devine, just 3 carries here tonight for 1 yard. They've given up trying to run. Now they give it to I believe that's Gaeta in the game. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Well, let's see. It wasn't Gaeta either. It's number 20.
Gaeta on the carry, Gaeta 1.
Yeah, it was Gaeta. So a pickup of 1. They give him progress out to the 41. So their running attack has been non-existent. 2 carries for Gaeta, 2 yards. 3 carries for Devine for 2 yards. Biggest plays on the ground were the first 2 plays on the jet sweeps. Floor, straight drop, quick look, right side. Throws it for Waddell, and the ball knocked out of his hands by Braden Jackson. Bit of a duck on the throw by Floor. Hung up there long enough for Jackson to be able to get his hand in there and strip it away. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Floor completed the 3 in a row in pass attempts 5, 6, and 7. But he's dropped incompletions on his last 3 pass attempts. Clock stopped at 3:39. Man in motion from the far side. Kane Toohey back to throw. Floor on the roll. Has a man deep and it goes short. And the catch is made. That is Waddell. Brady Waddell coming from the far side. Comes up with the catch in Cobbler territory to the 46-yard line. The pickup of 13 on the completion. Second catch for Waddell for 52 yards. Raiders unofficially their 3rd first down. Trailing 19-0, trying to get something going here in the last 3 minutes of the first half. 3 receivers to the far side. That is the wide side of the field. And Troy, wow, what a bull rush by Troy Catches. 6 foot 190, and he popped. I don't know if the back was Gaeta or Devine in there. That's Gaeta that's in there. He hit Gaeta and just drove him back, and Floor didn't even get hit. He just went to the ground, back into his own territory on the sack, back to his 47-yard line. That will be a loss of 7. The 3rd sack for Rapid City Central here in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 17. 3 to the far side of the field again. Now they send Gaeta in motion that way, swing it out to him, trying to set up some screen action over there. Great open field tackle. He was not down. Whoa. Well, he was, according to the official. Looked like Gaeta was kind of spun around, but it didn't look like he had ever went down, but his wrist may have touched down. So no gain on the swing pass as they try and set up a little swing screen to Gaeta on the far side. Minute 40 to go, 3rd and 17. Ball on the far hash mark, so split 2 each way, single setback. Floor takes the snap at his 41, drops back, looks to his left, nothing there, scrambling away, throws the ball to nobody in particular as he got sacked. And now Floor and I think that might be Catches got caught up in a little extracurricular, but they both stepped away. So the pass goes incomplete. There wasn't anybody in the area. It'll be 4th and 17. And that means Henry Hill provided a little bit of excitement on his last punt return. A little daring do from the 28. Had a 37-yard. Is that what I wrote down? 37-yard punt return. The kick low and bouncing, and Hill will pick it up. And we're going to have a flag thrown. So Hill, with the Raider defender right in front of him, took it on the hop. We'll get the call here. A lot of laundry here in the first half. Had 5 unsportsmanlikes. Two of those were offsetting. So that will go against the Cobblers, the illegal block in the back.
Cobblers take over on down.
So on the punt, Cobblers will have the ball after the penalty. Looks like at the 9-yard line. So Hill took it out to the 18, half the distance to the goal. Cobblers will shift. Tight end goes from left to right. Now they shuffle the slot left to right. Weaver runs to his right, and he gets tackled from behind.
Weaver on the keeper.
So they got the 58-yard touchdown play on a play similar to that. But the Raiders, Gingras, I believe, on the tackle. Back to the 5, be a loss of 4. And that'll bring up 2nd and long for Rapid City Central. We'll just see if they let the clock run out with a 19-0 lead. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy here. But Anze Weaver comes out to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Now they get a little bit of safety help that way. Give the ball to Jackson on the carry. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. So the Raiders will have to still run a play. There's a 1-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. We have a timeout taken on the field with 26 seconds to go. We'll take a 30-second break as well on GoCobblersLive.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Timeout. The Cobblers will be looking at a 3rd and 14. Get out to the 19. They'll shift the tight end again. Slot man steps up, shuffles across left to right. High snap. Ball is given to Bembo. One man to beat, and he can't beat him. Good open field tackle for the Raiders. That tackle, I believe, was Jet Vifquin. Yeah, number 22 with the open field tackle. Big run, though, of 16 yards by Benbow. Cobblers with their 8th first down unofficially. They got a little dicey. Looked like it was another bit of a bad snap. And then that handoff didn't look like it really went the way they wanted to, and they will not get the play off. First half will end with Rapid City Central to get a timeout. Nope, no timeout. Cobblers, for a moment, I thought taking a timeout, wanted to get one more play away since they weren't in the shadows. So at the half, Rapid City Central leading at 19-0. They outscored the Raiders 13-0 in that second period. We're going to take a break, let you enjoy the halftime festivities with the Cobbler and Raider marching bands. We have a lot to talk about at the half with the playoffs starting in Class B and the regular season wrapping up in the A classes. We'll do all that when we come back after the bands perform on GoCobblersLive.com, part of the LiveTicket.tv network.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Old Man Winter is right around the corner. Is it time to upgrade your ride? We've got a great selection of used 4x4 trucks and sport utilities at Danny Emanuel Toyota. Snow-busting 4x4s and all-wheel drives, domestics and imports, plus the area's best selection of used Toyotas and Toyota certified pre-owned. Get financing as low as 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on certified pre-owned, including RAV4s. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike. See us at Danny Emanuel Toyota or DannyEmanuelToyota.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Western South Dakota's largest selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs is at Danny Emanuel Rapid Chevrolet. Over 350 to choose from. GMC, Ram, Ford, Jeep, imports, Chevys, GM certified pre-owned, 24 different manufacturers, all with Danny Emanuel discounts. If you want it, we have it, or our friendly staff will find it for you. Buyers on site offering top dollar for all trades. Financing available on the spot and all credit applications accepted. See us at Danny Emanuel Rapid Chevrolet or DannyEmanuelRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City Sports Talk Show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show with big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. and stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Things were a little different back in 1979, but at McKee Ford, our approach to customer service hasn't changed. We're a family-owned and operated dealership with a commitment to respect and integrity. That's why we offer a fully transparent buying process and a 14-day exchange program, because we care about Rapid City, the community we've been serving for generations and plan to serve for many more. McKee Ford. See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
College is where ideas come to life, where you'll find your pack. And at Northern State University, you'll lead the pack. It's part of the Northern Experience, right here in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is where the next generation of leaders thrive. Through world-class facilities, hands-on experiences, and generous scholarship opportunities to impact every part of who you're meant to be. Don't just earn a degree, shape your future and experience Northern.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota-owned, family-owned, Bowie Foods.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
At Security First, we support all the essential banking stuff, like school sports. We also support mobile deposits. But have you ever heard a mobile deposit belt out your school fight song with a mouthful of popcorn? I don't think so. Any bank these days can snap a picture of your check. Only a community bank could snap a picture of you spilling your nachos as your team scores the game-winning point. Security First. The bank you cheer with. Member FDIC.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Zee Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Zee Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Diamond Roofing is your trusted roofing contractor in Rapid City and the surrounding Black Hills area. With over 40 years of experience, they specialize in residential and commercial roofing, as well as siding, windows, and gutter installation. They also collaborate with general contractors to install roofs on new home construction. Diamond Roofing offers customized solutions that fit both your needs and your budget. Call 605-720-7663 for a quote or visit diamondroofingcorp.com today.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
It's sport utility season at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda. Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Honda and Honda certified pre-owned sport utilities. Save big with 0.99% APR on select certified pre-owned, 0.99. Plus, we have over 175 used SUVs available from Jeep, Honda, Ford, Nissan, Subaru, Chevy, GMC, and more. Your sport utility is here, and the time to buy is now, before the snow flies. See us at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com.
Tom Anderson back with you at O'Hara Stadium, Dunham Field here on the campus of South Dakota Mines. 19-0, Rapid City Central with the lead. They scored on their first possession, a big 58-yard run by their quarterback, Tajon Weaver. They shuffled everybody to the left, motion man to the left, and Weaver had a huge hole, turned it up outside the numbers along the sideline, and put the Cobblers up 6-0 with 7:28 to go in the first quarter. The Raiders on their first possession before that actually had the ball at the Cobbler 45, and they incurred 3 penalties. The Cobblers gave part of it back, but the punt put the Cobblers at their 19, an 81-yard touchdown drive. Their second score came on a missed field goal attempt after the Raiders had blocked a Central punt off a bad snap. Cobblers got the ball at the 20, 80-yard touchdown drive capped off by a 28-yard touchdown pass from Tajon Weaver to brother Anze Weaver. And the third touchdown after the Cobblers had a big punt return by Hill, 38 yards, set them up at the Raider 34-yard line. Waylon Bembo takes it in from 35 yards out. Those are 3 scores. A missed extra point, a failed 2-point conversion, puts the Cobblers at 19. And they dominate on the stat sheet as well for Rapid City Stevens. Just 76 yards of total offense unofficially. 13 carries for 25 yards as a team. Aiden Devine, just 3 carries and 2 yards, and we didn't see much of him at all in the second quarter. So I don't know if there's an injury going on or an illness, but he has not been involved in the offense at all. Jackson Gad had just 2 carries for 2 yards. They started the game off with a couple of jet sweeps by Perigo. He went 4 and 18 yards, his 22 yards. And that's the only time he touched the ball in the first half, was on those first 2 touches of the football game. And Austin Floor has been sacked 3 times in the first half. He completed 6 of 13 passes for 51 yards. That is their 76 yards unofficially of total offense. 3 first downs. They were penalized 5 times in that first half. They turned the ball over once on downs. And again, they were sacked 3 times. For Rapid City Central, Tajon Weaver's thrown the football just 3 times, completed 1 for the touchdown, had another 19-yard completion to Hill. So 2 out of 3 for 47 yards. They've been making it all happen on the ground. Waylon Bembo, 8 carries for 98 yards, including that 35-yard touchdown run. Braden Jackson has 31 yards on 6 carries. Weaver had carries of 58 and 15 yards. He lost another 4, and then he lost 5 on a sack. Again, unofficially 19 carries, 187 yards on the ground for Rapid City Central. 234 yards of total offense. Unofficially, they had 8 first downs. They were penalized 4 times in that first half. So we started talking about the rankings in A football. Brandon Valley in Class AAA sitting at number 1 at 8-0. Sioux Falls Lincoln 7-1, followed by O'Gorman and Harrisburg. Sioux Falls O'Gorman, Sioux Falls Washington, Rapid City Central, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt round out the top 8 with Rapid City Stevens at number 9. In Class AA, the top 4 are Huron, Yankton, Pierre, and T-Area. The top 4 will host a first-round playoff game next week on the 30th. Of course, these can change as we wrap up the season here tonight. Watertown, Spearfish, Sturgis, and Brookings, the next 8. And then the next 3, Aberdeen Central, Mitchell, and Douglas, out of the playoff picture. In Class A, Sioux Falls Christian undefeated at 8-0, followed by Del Rapids and Madison at 6-2. West Central at 5-3, Lennox at 6-2, Tri-Valley 5-3, Millbank at 6-2, and Canton somehow sitting at number 8 with a record of 2-6. I'm thinking that had to have been maybe reversed and should have been a 6-2 record as well. Rapid City Christian 4-4, sitting at number 9 on the outside looking in right now. And Rapid City Christian playing Belle-Fourche tonight. Belle-Fourche at number 10 at 2-5. Other games tonight, T-Area playing Sioux Falls, Washington. Custer and Lakota Tech. Spearfish takes on Sturgis in their rivalry game. Sioux Falls Jefferson against Brandon Valley. Pierre and Douglas wrap up their season. Sioux Falls Roosevelt, Sioux Falls O'Gorman battle. Watertown against Aberdeen Central. Mitchell versus Yankton. Huron takes on Brookings, and Harrisburg against Sioux Falls Lincoln. Harrisburg number 4, Sioux Falls Lincoln at number 2. In Class 11B, playoffs start tonight. Number 1 Elk Point Jefferson, undefeated at 8-0, takes on Flandreau. St. Thomas More is playing Hot Springs. We'll get some scores here momentarily. Clark Willow Lake against Groton area, duel. McCook Central Montrose, I have to decipher my handwriting. Wagner against Chamberlain. Winner is playing Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central. Mount Vernon Plankinton against Mobridge Pollock, and Parker against, oh my. I really can't read that one. We'll pick it up in the scores. In 9-man football, number 1 Wall is playing Lemon McIntosh. Number 4 Phillip takes on Esseline Hendricks. In 9 AA, if I can get my scoreboard to come up here, we'll get you some scores. Number 1 seed is Marion Freeman Academy. Number 4 Hill City playing Great Plains Lutheran. And in 9B, the number 1 team is St. Mary's, while locally number 8 Kadoka is against Corsica Stickney, and winner takes on Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central. First round of the playoffs starts on the 30th for the A schools. The semis on 11-7 and the Dome on 11-14. One extra round in there for Class B, their first round tonight. The winners of those games will play next Thursday, followed by the semis on the 7th and the Dome on the 14th. Scoreboard. Sioux Falls Washington defeats T area tonight 27-7. Sioux Falls Jefferson by 3. Wow, what a huge upset. Sioux Falls Jefferson over Brandon Valley 24-21, handing Brandon Valley their first loss of the year. That opens up the way for Sioux Falls Lincoln maybe to sneak in. They are leading Harrisburg 28-21 with a minute to go in the second period. Sioux Falls O'Gorman takes care of Sioux Falls Roosevelt 42-9. So those are triple A scores. In 11 AA, Sioux Falls Lincoln 58-14 over Aberdeen Central. Huron 27-3 defeats Mitchell. Watertown up and Sturgis 29-15. Brookings big over Douglas 59-8. Now I'm on last week's scores again. Let's fast forward here to Thursday. There we go. This makes more sense. Aberdeen Central leading Watertown 7-0 with 6 minutes to go in the third. Pierre, that's what gave me the clue. Pierre playing Douglas tonight shuts out the Patriots 49-0. Yankton shuts out Mitchell 40-0. Brookings leading Huron 8-6 at the end of the first half. Sturgis over Spearfish 13-7 with 9 minutes to go in the third period. In 11A, West Central over Vermilion 27-10. That's the end of the first half. Lennox leads Del Rapids with 11 minutes to go in the third, so just underway in the second half, 20-14. Madison by 14 over Millbank 20-6 with 8 minutes to go in the third. Bellevue shutting out Rapid City Christian, 7-0 at the beginning of the second half. Tri-Valley by 10 over Canton with 7 minutes to go in the third. That score 27-17. Sioux Falls Christian at the end of the first half leads Dakota Valley 34-3. Custer shutting out Lakota Tech at the end of the first half of play 42-0. Let's take a look at 11B in the playoffs. The final, Mount Vernon Plankinton defeats Mobridge Pollock 40-12. Winner by 8 over Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central, so they up in the higher seed 20-12. Duel leading McCook Central Montrose at the end of the first half 22-14. St. Thomas More just underway in the second half, leading Hot Springs 24-7. Number 1 Elk Point Jefferson with 8 minutes to go in the third are up by 36 over Flandreau 42-6. Wagner shutting out Chamberlain at the end of the first half 27-0. Sioux Valley and Parker. So that was the unidentified number 8 seed with Sioux Valley, tied at 8 apiece with 9 minutes to go in the third. And Clark Willow Lake shutting out Groton with 5 minutes to go in the third period, 22-0. In 9A, Phillip over Estline Hendricks, 30-8. That's 2 minutes to go in the third period. And Wall shuts out Lemon McIntosh tonight, 55-0. I think we had anybody really in 9AA to look at. Oh, Hill City over Great Plains Lutheran at the end of the first half, 26-0. And in 9B, apparently no mercy rule in the playoffs. Del Rapids St. Mary 72-6 over Irene Wakanda. Sioux Falls Lutheran leading Iroquois Lake Preston 42-6. There's some big scores going on here. Faulkton 54-16 over Burke, and that's still in the first half. 44-0 at the end of the first half. Avon over Oldman Ramona Rutland 42-0. Just underway second half. Coleman Egan leading Arlington. So that is an update on some of the scores. Our score here at the half, 19-0 Rapid City Central. A couple of touchdowns involving Tajon Weaver, one a run from 58 yards, the other a pass to brother Anze Weaver from 28 yards out. And Waylon Bembo with 98 yards unofficially at the half, including a 35-yard touchdown run. Want to remind you we still have a couple of weeks of volleyball remaining here on GoCobblersLive.com. We will have Rapid City Central and Spearfish this upcoming Tuesday on the 28th. I believe that is a 7 o'clock start. The playoffs for football start on the 30th for the A schools. And then Rapid City Central closes out their home schedule against Sturgis on Tuesday the 3rd. They are on the road that weekend to close out their volleyball season. So if you have an opportunity, still a couple of home games. If you are able to make it, come down and support the young ladies. They play some exciting volleyball at Howard Nas Gymnasium, but if you can't make it out, we appreciate you tuning in on GoCobblersLive.com, part of the LiveTicket.tv network, and we are ready for period number 3. The Raiders will be kicking off left to right to Rapid City Central with the Cobblers leading 19-0. It's an onside kick, and it's handled by the Cobblers at midfield, down the near sideline, and pushed into and through the end zone. On the score for the Cobblers, that is Braden McCulley, who is normally kicking the ball. He's on the front line, and on the onside kick, Braden McCulley from about 50 yards out scores for the Cobblers. So the trick play with the onside kick to start the first half for Rapid City Stevens backfires on him as McCulley takes it in from 50 yards out, outran the Raiders down the near sideline, got pushed at about the 5, able to stay in bounds, and now McCulley trying to put the finishing touches on his opening second half play with the extra point attempt. 1 for 2 tonight. Missed his first. Bad snap handled, and the kick is through. So the Cobblers lead at 26-0, just underway, 8 seconds into the second half, and the Raiders have to be scratching their head trying to figure out what they can do. The Cobblers, everything they're touching, working out well for them tonight. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with another kickoff on GoCobblersLive.com. McCulley takes a high hop at about the 50, ran through an arm tackle, and ran by the stunned Raider kick return or kick-off team. Takes it in the end zone. 26-0 now. Rapid City Central with the lead. McCully will tee it up on the exit, the 40. He'll kick it right to left. And he will go the way of Kangatui, who will take it at the 5 between the numbers and the hash marks on the far side. Dances around, still on his feet. 25 and taken down there on the tackle for Rapid City Central, Cole Kroger. So Rapid City Stevens, with 16 seconds gone in the second half, find themselves suddenly down by 7 more points, 26-0. They will have the ball at their 26. They managed just 76 yards of total offense in that first half, helped along by a 29-yard pass play and 22 yards on their first 2 plays from scrimmage. Those were on runs by Aiden Perigo. He has not been heard from since. Floor on the play fake, rolls to his left, tosses it downfield and behind his receiver. Trying to get it out to Waddell. Waddell had a couple of catches in the first half for 42 yards. So 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 11:39. Looks like Devine is back in the Raider lineup. He's carried the ball just 3 times tonight for 2 yards, 1, -1, and 1. And those were early on. Raiders have pretty much given up on the running game. Last time I said that they ran the football, and they'll run it again. Devine tries left side, has a bigger hole to go through than he's had all night long. He crosses the 30, makes his way out to the 32-yard line. Be a pickup of 6. Now they move it to the 32. Yeah, 32. It's like they started the ball at the 25, not the 26, so a pickup of 7 on the carry. And a 3rd and 3. Ball on the far hash marks, moving left to right. Man in motion. Fake give there. They'll give it to, I think that is Devine. No, it was Gaeta. So he picks up a yard to the 33 as they went 2 backs that time. 3 carries, 3 yards now for Gaeta. And with 10:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, from their own 33-yard line, Raiders are going for it on a 4th and 2 or trying to draw. Nope, they're not going to try and draw. They pitch it out left side. Devine tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So they try and run a pitch play to Devine off the fake on the jet sweep. It will be Cobbler football at the 33. So the second time the Raiders have turned it over on downs, but this time they give it to the Cobblers at their own 33-yard line. So the Cobblers start at the Raider 33, 10:29. They already have a touchdown here in the second half on the return of the onside kick, just in case you were still snooping around the refrigerator and came back late. Raiders try an onside kick. McCully takes the ball on a high hop at the 50, runs it right down the near sideline. The Cobblers up now 26-0. Single step back, double wing, single receiver out to the near side. They give it to Jackson from the left side, running right, cuts back in. He's run tough tonight, still on his feet, gets inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'd be a hard pickup of 4 for Braden Jackson. So a pickup of 4, the 2nd and 6, approaching 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Rapid City Central with a 26-0 lead, trying to avenge last year's. Cobblers won last year, trying to repeat last year's win after losing 3 straight to the Raiders. Ball on far hash marks, receiver to the far side. Back to throw, looking for Onze Weaver. Has a step, lays out, can't hang on to it. Tajon Weaver let him just a foot too much. Onze Weaver tried to stretch out for it, got his hands on it at about the 1 on the dive, and then lost control of the football as he went to the ground. Would have been a spectacular catch, but for a wide receiver That's the catch that you want to be able to make every time it's thrown to you. Ball goes incomplete for the Cobblers, now looking at a 3rd and 6. Well, there's a penalty. Didn't see Laundry come out. Move the ball back to the 34. First penalty of the second half after the Cobblers penalized 4 times, including 2 personal fouls. 5 personal fouls against, or 5 penalties rather, against the Raiders. Split a receiver each way. Double wing, single setback. 2nd and 11. High snap, brought it down, give the ball Bembo, right side, gets stood up, stays on his feet, and they're going to mark his progress. Bembo is still fighting, and he had broken a couple of tackles, was on his way picking up a couple of more yards, but they'll blow him dead at the 33. Be a pickup of 1 for Benbow, his first carry of the second half. But officially, he's a yard short of a 100-yard game. Last time we had him here against Sioux Falls Lincoln, I had him for 134 yards unofficially. 2 receivers to the near side, wingman on the right. Bembo stands to the left of Tajon Weaver, just under 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Cobblers up 26-0. Give the ball to Bembo. Big hole left side. Busts straight through. And he'll hit the end zone the second time tonight. Waylon Bembo. Big hole. Give that touchdown to the offensive line. Benbow didn't have to do much but run straight ahead. Again, he showed some speed. Once he got through, he put that burst on. And Bembo scores from 33 yards out. His previous touchdown run was from 35 yards out. That puts him in the 100-yard club again tonight. What a huge hole just to the left side. And that's where they've had their most success running it tonight. So McCulley looking for the second extra point of the second half. Good snap, hold, kick, all good. It's a 33-0 lead for Rapid City Central. 8:45 remaining in period number 3. We could hit a running clock if the Cobblers put up another score before the Raiders can get on the board. We're back in 30 with the Cobbler kickoff. This is Cobbler Raider football tonight on GoCobblersLive.com, part of the LiveTicket.tv network.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Tom Anderson back at O'Hara Stadium. Rapid City Central laying it on crosstown rival Rapid City Stevens. They led 19-0 at the half. Opening kickoff of the second half. Raiders try an onside kick. McCulley returns that for 50 yards. Raiders go for it on 4th down from their own 33. They turn it over on downs to the Cobblers, and Waylon Bembo makes them pay. He scores from 33 yards out. Here's the kick. That is going to go deep to be handled at the 5. I think that is Waddell on the return. He'll make it back to the 20, and that is it. So Waddell will get the Raiders to the 20-yard line. Rapid City Stevens limited to just 76 yards of total offense in the first half. Went 3 and out on their first possession, turning their 4 and out since they turned it over on downs for the second time tonight. Last game of the season, you haven't won all year, you go for it. But it didn't work out for the Raiders, and the Cobblers able to take advantage of the field position, and Bembo scores. Floor moving left to right here in the second half. Give the ball to Gaeta. Has a hole, still on his feet. Gets tripped up just short of the 30. It would be a gain of 9 out to the 29-yard line. His best run of the night. He'd been limited to 1 yard per carry, literally 1 yard every carry. His first 3 carries now has 12 yards. The running game's come up with a little bit of life here in the second half. A 7-yard run by Devine on the previous possession. Now a 9-yarder here, 2nd and 1. They'll empty the backfield. Floor, pump fake. Looks downfield. It's covered, and Flora will be... It's going to be brought down, and he's going to be brought down short of the first down. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, tried to stretch it out. Avoided the sack by getting back to the line of scrimmage. He's been sacked 3 times tonight. Raiders have 1 sack of Weaver. It'll be 3rd and 1. So they looked out here, gave a little pump fake on the swing pass, looked downfield, but the Cobblers didn't bite on it. They had good coverage. 3rd and 1. Gaeta in the backfield, late handoff, and he's not going to make it. He's going to be stopped for a yard loss back to the 28-yard line. The timing just wasn't there. As Floor turned, kind of had to stretch it over to Gaeta. And he got stood up at the line. It's going to be 4th and 2 now. And they will kick it away this time. Floor on to kick. Hill, who's taken a couple of chances back there here on the last night of the regular season. One paid off. The other one ended up turning into a penalty against the Cobblers. Hill stands at his 35. They will kick the ball away from him. And Hill will watch it go across the sideline, past his bench, and out of bounds at the 30 or 31. I think it's going to be at the 31-yard line for Rapid City Central. They'll take over there on the punt. It was 6:31 to go in period number 3. The Cobblers leading at 33-0. Big night for Waylon Bembo. 10 carries. I have him unofficially at 132 yards with a couple of touchdowns. They're having a discussion, look like, with the Raiders, but I don't see a flag. Cobblers will break huddle. They'll have it on the far hash marks, moving right to left here in period number 3. The fall chill in the air, but no wind, thankfully. And a good turnout tonight. Stands are not packed, but it's more than what we normally see. Here comes Catches, near side, turns the corner, flag comes down, he's down the sideline, cuts back in. No, check that, it's Hill, not Catches. Hill will make his way to the Raider 40, but the flag came out as he made the turn, headed upfield, so that's going to come back against the Cobblers. There'll be a holding penalty called. That'll be their second flag of the second half. And looking at the flag, it's at the 34. That'll put the Cobblers back, depending on how official Genevieve Osborne Dement's flag flew to the ground. And pretty accurate. Goes back to the 24-yard line. Cobblers on the penalty will lose 7 yards from the original line of scrimmage. They'll be looking at 1st and 17. Negates a good run from Mr. Henry Hill. Split receiver to the far side of the field. That's a wide side. Give the ball to Benbow. Goes left side, and this time he is tackled at the line. Benbow on the carry. Making the tackle for the Raiders was Bridger Metz, coming up from his linebacker position. The pickup of 3 to the 27-yard line. As we turn the corner on Waylon Bembo's stat sheet, his 11th carry. Send Weaver split far to the wide side between the numbers and the hash marks as the Cobblers move right to left in the 3rd period. They shift the tight end from left side to right side. Now they shuffle left to right, and flags fly. That's going to be a procedure penalty against Rapid City Central.
On the offense, right guard.
Penalty goes against the lineman, who pounding his chest coming back, saying, yeah, that's on me. So back the Cobblers up another 5. They started this drive at the 31. They have to get out to the 41. They currently sit at the 22. 2nd and 19. Clock running. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Shuffle left to right. Weaver will run that way, cuts back in, and he will dive forward to the 35-yard line between the hash marks. His exit to the outside was shut off, and he did a good job of cutting back. Found the room between the hash marks to pick up 13. So that makes it a much more manageable third down as they're inside the sticks now, 3rd and 7. Well, they mark him back at the 34-yard line, not the 35, so change that to a pickup of 12. Go back to the double wing, single set back. Now they bring the man in motion. That's Hill from the far side. Weaver rolls to the right side, fires down the field. Onze Weaver comes up with the catch, secures it. Enough for the first down. First down for the Cobblers. So a pickup of 9 on the second completion, Onze Weaver. Tajon Weaver has thrown the ball just 5 times tonight. He's 3 of 5. The ball out to the 43-yard line. Just shy of the 43 on the far hash marks. Cobblers will bring 2 receivers to the near side. That is a wide side of the field. Keep a slot man on the right side. Single set back. Tajon Weaver changing it up. No safety help on Onze Weaver. They'll bring it out to Jackson. Nobody there to block for him. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Rolls forward, picks up another yard on the spin. So Jackson did a good job of negotiating the open field. Threw the ball out there, a couple of defenders, and Onze Weaver could only get one of them. So a pickup of 3 on the pass to Jackson. That is his first catch of the night. Be 2nd and 7 for the Cobblers. Ball on the near hash, sitting at the 46-yard line of Rapid City Central. Cobblers up 33-0. Couple of scores here in the third quarter already as Jackson goes in motion. They'll pitch the ball to Bembo. Cuts back into the hash marks. Still on his feet. Bowls forward to the 45 of the Raiders. Yeah, let's see if they're going to mark him at the 46. And there's a flag sitting at the 49-yard line of Rapid City Central. That's never a good look for the offense. And that'll be a holding penalty. That'll move it back to the 39-yard line. The 4th penalty already of the third quarter against Rapid City Central. They were tagged 4 times in the first half. 2 of those were dead ball fouls, unsportsmanlike early on in the contest. Then they had an offsetting unsportsmanlike. So things got a little testy early on. It's settled down some since then. 2nd and 14 for the Cobblers. They'll try Benbow right side. He gets stood up, maybe to the 40.
Benbow on the carry.
Pickup of 1.
Gain of 1.
Not seen Morgan Woods tonight. Normally he comes in and spells Benbow for a series or 2. The Cobblers still behind the sticks now on 3rd down. They have to get into Raider territory to the 47-yard line. So we're looking at 3rd and 13. Ball on the far hash. Straight drop. Tajon Weaver goes right side. Throws it up. Onze Weaver comes back. Makes the catch. Yes! Made the catch. Stayed in bounds to the 26-yard line. And now the Cobblers and Raiders, they had a couple of players down. Onze Weaver was on the ground. Kangatui was on the ground. Both might have gotten a little wind knocked out of them. To the Raider 26-yard line. 34 yards on Onze Weaver's 3rd catch. We've talked about that in the last couple of broadcasts. They're just not respecting the throwing of Tajon Weaver. And they're leaving Onze Weaver's defender out on an island with no safety help over the top. And Onze Weaver with the speed just outran the defender. Tajon Weaver delivers the pass that time. Give the ball to Jackson, left to right. Turns the corner outside the numbers and gets brought down inside the 25-yard line for a pickup of a couple. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 23. So a pickup of 3 for Braden Jackson. That is his 8th carry. 38 yards on the night. Talked about Braden Jackson in the game against Sioux Falls Lincoln a couple of weeks ago, that he'd been a big play guy for them last year and really hadn't been involved much. Then on the next play, he caught a 24-yard touchdown pass. Approaching a minute and a half to go, third quarter, ball on the far hash. Anze Weaver out here. Again, single coverage, safety inside the hash marks at the 10. So they're taking away the inside. Flag flies and Bembo pushed backwards. Was it before the snap? Laundry's going to have to go to Laundry tonight. It's spent a lot of time on the turf. So the illegal shift against the Cobblers now. We had one against the Raiders earlier in the contest. Penalty moves the ball back to the 28-yard line. It'll stay on the far side of the field. Cobblers on the wrong side of the sticks here on second down and 12 to go. Anze Weaver goes to the far side. That is the short side of the field. Single back to the right of Weaver. They'll shuffle the Jackson from left side. There's a late handoff to Benbow. Benbow somehow hung on to it and just kept driving right up the middle behind that big offensive line. He gets all the way down to the 14-yard line on what looked like could have been a very disastrous play. Benbow turns it into a 14-yard first down run. So the ball just inside the 15 between the hash marks now, with the Cobblers up 33-0, looking to put a running clock into place for the fourth quarter. 40 seconds to go here in period number 3. Cobblers have put 2 scores up already, a Benbow run and a McCulley kickoff return off an onside kick. Get the ball, Benbow, no, Weaver will hang on to it, bounces off one tackler, stays on his feet, but he'll be driven out of bounds. That'll be a loss back to the 16-yard line. Started to the inside, everything was busted up there. Weaver tried to bounce it out, good pursuit by the Raiders. And the Cobblers should just let the third quarter run out here. Yeah, no wind in play tonight. Just a beautiful, still night for football here in the Black Hills. Has that football chill in the air as we make our way towards the end of October. Hill was split out far to the right side now. Jackson in motion. Jackson gets the football, trying to turn the corner. Nothing there. Now we're going to have a holding penalty against the Cobblers. Lineman got hung up with the Raider defender, and the defender's throwing his arms up in the air, and the official flew the flag up in the air. So they will mark it off from flag sitting at the 20. But the penalty will go back to the 27-yard line. The Cobblers will lose 11 on that. And that is their 5th penalty of the second half. Second and a long way to go for Rapid City Central. I have to look at the board for this. 2nd and 22. Single setback, 2 receivers to the near side, a motion man to the near side as well. They're going to throw it out that way, and Hill can't hang on to the football. Trying to set up the flanker screen. Pass goes incomplete, and I think this is the first time I've had to drop down to a second line on a drive. The Cobblers started this drive at the 31 with 6:31 to go in the third quarter. And the Cobblers have eaten up most of this second half of the third period on this drive. Ball at the Raider 27. Back to throw, Weaver. And his receiver gets sandwiched between a couple of Raiders. That ball wasn't catchable. Trying to get the ball to Onze Weaver. It was overthrown and went out of bounds. I will be surprised that they don't pick up this flag. But they're not. Be a pass interference penalty against the Raiders. That's a 10-yard scrimmage penalty. So move the ball forward 10 yards to the 17. Not an automatic first down. But the Cobblers in a much better position. Well, they've dropped the sticks. Now they pick them up again. So the ball at the 12-yard line. So now 3rd and 8 for Rapid City Central. Quick throw out to the right side, and for the second time, the Cobblers can't hang on to the pass. Tried to do just a quick look in to pick up some of that yardage. And the quarter, which I thought was going to run out about 4 plays ago, finally runs out, and the Cobblers lead at the end of 3, 33-0 back with quarter number 4. This is Cobbler Raider football tonight on GoCobblersLive.com.
Oh, you got it.
CobblersLive.com as we get ready for period number 4. The Cobblers with 14 points in the 3rd quarter. They'll start the 4th quarter with a field goal attempt. This from 29 yards on the near hash mark, kicking left to right. McCulley has the leg and drills it through. So the Cobblers start period number 4 with the field goal, 36-0. So in years past, end of the 1st quarter, you had the tuba relay, which we had tonight, won by Rapid City Stevens. And then the 3rd quarter break, and I don't know if this changed last year because I wasn't here for the game last year, they had the cheerleader relay. But tonight they had a cheerleader competition of some type. So no running of the cheerleaders tonight. But the Cobblers, with the field goal, take a 36-0 lead, and that should, I believe, trigger a running clock. 35-point lead in the second half, I believe, triggers the running clock, so we will keep an eye on that. McCulley with the field goal from 29 yards out. And the Raiders looking to pick up their first win since their last win, which was over Rapid City Central. That was in the season finale in 2023. And really, when you look at the records of both of these teams, they've had some tough runs. The Cobblers went through the 2022 and 23 seasons at 0-9. Raiders last year at 0-9. Here's the kick, drilled deep. That'll be taken by Kangatui at the 4. Seeing Waddell kind of ran into each other at the 20. Kangatui is going to get wrapped up. He'll fall forward to pick up a couple more. And Rapid City Stevens playing for some pride now. Trying to avoid the shutout, make it a little less ugly to close out the 2025 season. They will start from their 22-yard line. Raiders have just been decimated by injuries the last half of this season. Floor, I believe, still in at quarterback. Single setback, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side in the slot. Rolling right, Floor looks, throws it across his body, and the catch was made for an instant by John Paul Sullivan, and the Cobbler defender separated Sullivan from the football. And the clock is running on the incompletion. So we'll have a running clock here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Playoffs started in the B classes tonight. See if you can get some updated scores. St. Thomas More looking to keep undefeated on the year, was playing Hot Springs. Rapid City Christian closing out their schedule tonight against Belle-Fourche. Waddell on the run. It's going to lose a couple of yards. We have a flag all the way out at the 26-yard line. And the Cobblers have a player down on the field. Looks like a cramp as they're stretching out the leg. So for the Cobblers, that is penalty number 6 on the defensive hold. So move the ball forward 10 yards out to the 32. Bixby is the player down. He missed a couple of games with injury this year. Came back against Lincoln. So for Rapid City Central, penalty number 6 here in the second half. St. Thomas More up over Hot Springs, 38-7, just underway in the fourth quarter there, last reported. So the first down for the Raiders, their first of the second half. Floor will roll right, now looks to run, cuts up and slides.
Floor on the keeper.
So Floor picks up nothing. They'll say he started to slide at the 32, so Floor no gain. 2nd and 10. Clock continues to roll. Rapid City Christian and Belle-Fourche underway in the fourth quarter. They are tied at 14 apiece. Christian number 9 in the rankings, Belle-Fourche at number 10. Waddell comes in motion. Floor rolls to his left, looks downfield, has Waddell open, hangs it up in the air. And that was not Waddell, that was Lucas Marcus. I believe that's going to draw a pass interference flag against Rapid City Central now. On the coverage was Onze Weaver. Ball was underthrown. Weaver kind of bumped into Marcus as Marcus is slowing down to come back for it. So the first down in the second half for the Raiders, both by penalty. And that'll be a 15-yarder out to the 47-yard line. Penalty number 7 against Rapid City Central in the second half. You can live with those a little bit, at least breathe a little bit when you were up 33-0 and now 36-0. Split receivers, 2 each way. The ball just inside the near hash mark. Bring the man in motion. Fake the jet sweep under pressure. And Floor is absolutely crushed on the attack. There are 4 jerseys there. Cole Kroger's the one who put Floor to the turf. Floor got rid of the football, goes incomplete. His 15th attempt. He has not had a whole lot of time or opportunity downfield when he did have time. Cobbler defense has stepped it up tonight, pitching a shutout, 36-0. Clock rolls, 7:49 and going here in period number 4. 3 receivers to the far side. The ball given to the running back. That is Guetta. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all they've been able to do tonight on the running attack. Guetta had a 9-yard carry to open the second half, 7-yard carry for Devine. He's carried the ball just 4 times tonight for 9 yards. Guetta's carried the ball now 6 times for 12 yards. They had just 25 yards rushing in the first half. They may not get to that in the second half. They have them right now at 18 yards rushing in the second half. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. 1 to the near side. Back to throw. Floor. He's going to look to the near side. Man who's covered. He's going to run. Now he's going to tuck it and takes out a little frustration on the defender. A little forearm smash. The defender is just going to let him run out of bounds. That's Easton Graff. And Floor threw out the forearm, trying to deal a little bit of punishment here. He's taken enough of it tonight. That is into Cobbler territory now to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 10 and the first down, not by penalty, here in the second half for the Raiders. Slot right, 1 split right, and the slot man, that's Waddell coming in motion to the near side. Floor, no play underway. We're going to have a false start against the Raiders. That's just their second flag of the second half. That's about the only thing that's gone well for Rapid City Stevens here in the second half. They were flagged 5 times in that first half. They had an unsportsmanlike, and then they were involved with the offsetting as well. But things have settled down some, partly because of where the score sits. 36-0 with 5:40 and the clock rolling here in the fourth quarter with Cobblers up 36-0, 35 points. Triggers the running clock in the new mercy rules instituted a couple of years ago after Pierre absolutely shellacked Spearfish 2 years in a row. Get the ball out, right side. That is, I believe, is it 19 or 16? That is Marcus, I believe, on the catch. For Marcus, that is his first catch of the night. So a pickup of, get on the right side of the scorebook. Second catch for Marcus. Ball to the 38. On the run, which goes nowhere.
Gain on the carry, loss of 1. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Raiders.
So it'll be a loss of 1. And 3rd and 6 for Rapid City Stevens. Under 4.5 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. 4 down territory for the Raiders, trying to avoid the shutout. Floor looks right side, rifles it out between the numbers and the sideline. And Waddell comes up with the catch. And that'll be a first down to the 31-yard line. Pickup of 11 on the completion to Waddell. He had 2 catches in the first half. That is his first catch. Just 2 completions in the second half for Floor, just 2 of 4. They have not run much for offensive plays here in the second half. Approaching 3.5 to go in the game. Floor rolls to his left. Looks, tosses it to Waddell. Waddell makes the catch and is knocked out of bounds by Onze Weaver to the 12. That'll be a pickup of 19. All of a sudden, the Raiders' offense has come to life. They realize that time is running out to get in the end zone. The Raiders were shut out by the Cobblers 49-0 in 2021. There have not been a lot of shutouts in recent vintage in this series. 3 minutes to go. Raiders 1st and 10. Floor dances around in the back, looks end zone, throws it low, incomplete. Rolling to his left slightly, thrown against his body, couldn't get the proper trajectory on it. And we're going to be down under 2.5 minutes when the Raiders snap the ball here on 2nd and 10. Gata stands to his right, 2 receivers each way. Motion man left to right. Floral roll that way, throws it to the end zone, and the catch is made. Very late signal. They wanted to make sure he came up with it. Turning and twisting back on the ball that was not quite thrown where it should have been. That is Marcus coming up with the catch. And the Raiders avoid the shutout on the 12-yard touchdown pass to Marcus. So Marcus from floor, and the Raiders avoid the shutout. And the extra point blocked. So even when the Raiders win, they lose. Clock will be stopped for the kickoff. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Cobbler Raider football tonight on GoCobblersLive.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
To go, fourth quarter, and the Raiders are on the board. Extra point was blocked, 36-6. Cobblers with the lead. Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Raiders. It's just on the kickoff. They'll kick off from their 25. They started the half with an onside kick. That was returned 50 yards, and they'll try it again. High up in the air. That's McCulley again coming up with it. But this time he's taken out of bounds at the 30. Rapid City Central anticipating. I don't know if McCulley's always out there on that front line on the kickoff return teams, or if they just anticipated an onside kick to start the second half. But either way, McCulley has recovered 2 onside kicks tonight. And the Cobblers will have the ball, 1st and 10 from the Raider 30-yard line with 2 minutes, well, not even 2 minutes now, minute 40. Cobblers can just take a couple of knees here. Belle-Fourche and Rapid City Christian still tied at 14 apiece in Belle-Fourche with under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. As they wrap up their season, Sioux Falls Christian over Dakota Valley, the number 1 team, Sioux Falls Christian 40-9. They throw it up. Onze Weaver comes back, and no flag. Pass goes incomplete. So Tajon Weaver trying to hook up with brother Onze for the second time tonight to score. Onze Weaver tonight with catches of 28, 19, and 34. That 28-yarder, the second touchdown of the night for Rapid City Central. 36-6, the Cobblers will take their second win in a row after losing the previous 3 years to Rapid City Stevens. Cobblers are not going to take a knee. Motion man, that gives the catches, and he's going to dance his way inside the 25-yard line to the 24. Be a pickup of 6. That is his first carry of the night. Waylon Bembo with a couple of touchdown runs, 35 and 33 yards. Unofficially, I have him for 150 yards tonight on 13 carries. Cobblers do not have to run a play, and they will walk away from the line of scrimmage with a 36-6 win tonight. So the Cobblers don't get the shutout. They pick up just the field goal after their 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. 36-6, the Cobblers win it. They move to 2-7 on the year. They will be on the road in the playoffs next week. Roosevelt lost tonight, I believe. That puts them to 1-8, so the Cobblers should be sitting in that number 7 spot. So it'll be interesting to see who they play. Brandon Valley was upset tonight. Sioux Falls Lincoln won their game. Go back and just make sure that hasn't changed. Sioux Falls Washington over T-Area 27-7. Jefferson over Brandon Valley 24-21. I don't know if that will change their seeding spot or not. O'Gorman 42-9 over Roosevelt, so Roosevelt will be the number 8 seed. Sioux Falls Lincoln is defeating Harrisburg. Still 5 minutes to go in the third in a very high-scoring affair, 42-35, so that's still anybody's game there. In 11AA, it was Aberdeen Central by 3 over Watertown, 17-14. Pierce shuts out Douglas tonight, 49-0. Yankton over Mitchell, 40-7. Brookings, with a minute to go in the fourth, will upset number 1 Huron 22-14. And a final, Sturgis downs Spearfish in a defensive contest 13-9. Let's see if we have an update. Start of overtime in Belle-Fourche, Rapid City Christian and Belle-Fourche. And let's take a look in 11B. St. Thomas More defeated Hot Springs. Well, is defeating Hot Springs 38-7. Last count, they were just starting the fourth quarter there. So you can always check back on that final because we're going to wrap things up here. Waylon Bembo with a huge game tonight, 150 yards. Tajon Weaver threw for a touchdown, ran for another touchdown. Cobblers led 19-0 at the half off those 3 scores. McCulley returned a 50-yard kickoff return off an onside kick, put the Cobblers up right at the start of the third quarter, 26-0. Benbow scores his second touchdown from 33 yards out, 33-0. At the start of the fourth quarter, McCulley drills a 29-yard field goal, put the Cobblers up 36-0, and the Raiders avoid the shutout as Marcus from Floor from 12 yards out got them on the board. So the Raiders still looking for their first win since that win to end the season 2 years ago against Rapid City Central. In 2023, they end the season at 0-9. So that is going to wrap things up. You'll have to check and see who the Cobblers play next week. On Thursday the 30th is the Class A schools, AAA, AA, and A start their playoffs on Thursday. Class B underway tonight. The Cobblers win it 36-6 here at O'Hara Stadium. As always, thank our sponsors for helping us provide these games to you. So for Harley, running the controls, I'm Tom Anderson, thanking you for tuning in, watching, and listening tonight to Cobbler Raider football on GoCobblersLive.com, part of the LiveTicket.tv network.
Could be a struggle. Where to spend?
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Old Man Winter is